We are not here to apologize for Uber and Lyft. We are here to stick up for the individual rights of business owners and employees in the face of AB5. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Newsroom. I'm your host, Neil Winteregg, joined as always by Dr. Greg Winteregg, CEO of Matterhorn Business Development, author of the book Fun at Work. And you can find out more about all of our consulting and development programs that we do down in the description below. Now, today we're gonna talk about a topic that we have talked a lot about, that when we first filmed our video about this, we thought it would be a one-off and we would just do a video and we'd get a couple of views. And
oh, that was so silly of us because this is California.
This is California. And
what were we thinking?
We forgot that we're getting paid by Uber to make more videos.
Oh,
sorry about the sarcasm. We're making another AB5 video to discuss why we're talking about AB5, because we are a business development family firm. We do profit first, we do business development, we help businesses grow. What does any of that have to do with AB5 and some California governors?
Well, it has to do with governors attacking the right of an entrepreneur to determine their own destiny. That's what it has to do with.
Correct.
And it has to do with a short-sighted control mechanism geared towards a particular group or demographic that ends up with collateral damage all across the society, all across a particular culture. And entrepreneurs have their own culture. We have our own ideas. We have our own freedoms that we want to have to kind of go out and service the public. Find a need, find a problem, go solve the problem. That's what's fun. That's what makes work fun, solving problems. But then politicians get upset about someone having some sort of an advantage. And I think they get most upset when somebody has a really smart idea that blows up really big, and then all of a sudden it has to be regulated.
Right, so we talk about this because we believe in the right of the entrepreneur, the right of a business owner to be able to dictate how they run their business, to be able to grow their business. Now, California has admitted multiple times that the AB5 bill is a complete failure. Now, I've been called disingenuous for saying such words, but I want to tell you why I am not disingenuous. Again, just a couple of days ago.
Does that make you genuous?
I'm something. I don't know what I am. Oh, man. So Gavin Newsom had to sign a law. Now, this was a law that had to go in effect because AB5 has disrupted so many industries. So the new law, which takes effect immediately, allows more youth sports coaches, artists, interpreters, freelance writers, appraisers, and insurance field representatives, and a range of people in the music industry to work as independent contractors. Now tell me how a bill which is only supposed to go after Uber and Lyft and the gig economy somehow interrupts your Pee-wee football coach. Okay, this is why we talk about this stuff. You can't sit here and tell us that we're like drinking the Uber Kool-Aid when a bill is being passed that makes it so that your kid can't go to baseball practice. Or I can't play a harmonica in a bar. Like, that is why we're talking about this. We do not care about what Uber and Lyft's business policies are. All we are saying is that when you introduce these types of bills, it not only hurts the employer, it hurts the employees.
That's right.
And this is what people don't realize. If you now have to become an employee of Uber to drive for them, then that means they are going to leave the state. And then that means you go on unemployment, which means more people are taking money from the government, which means the economy hurts even more.
Yeah, and so I've said it before, I'll say it again. The politician has not been born that can outsmart the entrepreneur. And like Neil is stating here very clearly, we're not pro-Uber, pro-Lyft, we're pro-freedom, we're pro-entrepreneur, we're
pro-freedom of choice to do what you want to do with your own life.
Yes, and the opportunity in the United States is for business owners to be able to go out and solve problems of their customers and then there's a fair exchange of a service and a fee. And like I said, Uber and Lyft, they figured out how to do it big. And by the way, I think it's awesome that Lyft followed Uber. That's America. Uber came up with a great idea. Lyft thought they could do it better. All of a sudden now they're bunched in together and we must regulate them. So the whole point here is the government just needs to really stay out of our life. I'm just so done with government regulations killing the entrepreneur. And a politician doesn't sit there and think it all the way through, probably because they've never owned a business. They've never sat there and been the effect of regulation that they're about to vote into existence. And it's just so wrong. I'm just so done. Leave us alone.
And I think what you need to think with, if you're mad at me for making these videos, because I definitely see the comments and they make me smile every time. If you're mad about how much money Uber paid you or didn't pay you for a drive that you did from point A to point B, you tell me calmly in the comments why, because of that, a musician should not be able to record music, why a photographer cannot sell his photos to a magazine. You tell me how that's all connected, and I am all ears. But I just want you to understand that these types of things set a precedent which moves from California to Massachusetts to New York to New Jersey, and then we come up with something like the PRO Act, which we are being threatened with, which would basically be a nationwide AB5 bill, all because you can't separate the actions of Uber and Lyft from the actions of a Pee Wee football coach. You have to be able to take it from a non-emotional perspective to say, what do these things have to do with each other, and separate them apart. And that is what we can do. And that's why I can say, I love Uber as a consumer. I can see why driving for them would suck. But why does that have to interrupt every independent contractor in the state of California? That is the question that I pose to you.
Well, and why does it have to interrupt the people that are happy with Uber? Uber actually was never supposed to be a full-time job.
No.
It was supposed to be a way for people, when they had a few hours, they could drop their iPhone in their car in a holder and make a few extra dollars. And then all of a sudden, this is this big blow up and it's a big mess. And all you're doing is hurting the person who just wants to take their iPhone and drive around for a few hours and make 50 or $100. And so it really has this collateral damage throughout really our entire culture, and it's just not right.
Yeah. And I'm still waiting for the check that Uber was going to send us. I haven't seen mine yet. Have you gotten yours yet?
I got mine. That's why I have these $100 bills falling out of my pocket.
We make absolutely nothing talking about Uber and Lyft. We have 2,000 subscribers on a channel. We are a drop in the bucket of AB5 and Uber content and just content in general. But the point is, we have to band together and look at this from the perspective of what actually enables an employer to hire more people to work for them. Mm-hmm. That's what this is all about. Because if you attack the employer, you all of a sudden find yourself without a job on unemployment. And if that's what you want, go for it. That's not what I want, and that's not what the majority of the people want. And if you're supporting this bill, you have to actually take your emotions out of it. And that is all we are trying to say. Gavin Newsom, by signing this new law, has again said that this bill does not work because we have to keep altering it and changing it. And that is what we have to decide. We cannot let happen on a nationwide basis. So
Absolutely.
that's what I wanted to say to you guys today. If you are new to the channel, go back through our AB5 playlist and look at some of the other controversial comments we have made supporting Uber and Lyft, and we'll see you next week.